First off, I just wanted to say welcome to my very first tutorial I've ever done. If you're here, I just wanted to say thank you so much for purchasing my 2022 planner. I am very excited to share this with you guys today and to venture a little bit out of my comfort zone by creating this video. Let's go ahead and jump right in. This is the first page that you would see in my digital planner. Now, firstly, I'm going to walk you through how to install this into Goodnotes, how to install the stickers into Goodnotes, any covers that you want to put in here, and also how to install the font that I use throughout the entire planner. So this way you can have a consistent aesthetic if that's what you're going for, or if you just want a cute alternative to your own handwriting. So if you don't know how to install these things into Goodnotes, then definitely stick around for the first part of this video. But if you're somebody who's already experienced with Goodnotes, has used digital planners, digital stickers, things like that, you know how to install a font to your iPad, then you can go ahead and just skip through to the later section. And I will leave the timestamps down below so that it helps you navigate a bit more quickly. After the installation directions, I'm going to do a walkthrough of all of the different pages in the planners. So if that's what you're here for, you can go ahead and skip to the timestamp below. After the walkthrough, I'm going to go through some tips briefly on how to use Goodnotes and best ways to apply that in this planner. So if you're new to Goodnotes, this may be very helpful for you. If you're not new to Goodnotes, then you can skip right through that as well. The last thing I'm going to go through is how to use stickers in this planner and how to customize the pages to make them your own. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this. So to make this look a little bit closer to what it might look like on your end, I'm just going to open Safari, and I've logged out of Dropbox so that I'm just viewing it as a guest. And I'm just gonna paste that link that would have been on the PDF file that was sent to you when you purchased the item. And this is what your screen should look like once you've gone to that URL. Hit the download button, hit direct download, and then it'll prompt you to make sure that you actually want to download this. So hit download again. And up here, you're going to see the little download arrow with the progress bar until it's completed. Once it's completed, you can tap on it and tap on the file. It's going to open it here with like a preview. So once you have a preview, you can come up here to this square with the up arrow and you can export it out of this view into your Goodnotes. So as long as you already have Goodnotes installed, you can scroll through the apps and just tap Goodnotes. And now we want to import it as a new document, and then you can decide what folders you want to put it in. I'm just going to import it to my Etsy folder. So now that it's completed, it did automatically open. So now we have that file. If you decided to, instead of using the PDF, to instead install the Goodnotes file from the link, then you'll notice that if you go to the hyperlinks, you can either long press like this, or you can hit the little pen tool up here, and this makes it so you can click anywhere. If you navigate to the sticker tab, which is this little flower pinwheel type of icon, it will navigate you to a page that already has the stickers on it. Now that's only for people who have installed the Goodnotes file. If you've just installed the PDF, you're gonna have to import these separately to this page. So I'm gonna show you how to do that now. So we're gonna do exactly the same thing that we did for the planner. We're just gonna come into Safari and in the URL spot, just paste the link to the stickers that you can find on the PDF download that you received when you made the purchase. And we're gonna go there. And this is a Goodnotes file specifically. So if you're not using Goodnotes, you can use the other link, which is just for the individual PNGs, but that's gonna take a little bit longer to import. So using Goodnotes, you can just download with the download button, do direct download, confirm the download, and then up here, we're gonna tap on it and we're gonna click. So here we have a zip file. So we're actually going to come to the little export button and hit Goodnotes. Okay, and if you want, you can just import it to the current document. This is totally up to you. You could import it as a separate document if that's easier for you. The difference here basically is that if you import it as a separate document, you can copy and paste, and you can just toggle between two documents. If you do like I did, you're going to scroll back a page. So this is the first page of the sticker file. If you decide to import it into this document, what you can do is you want to take the pen tool now and grab your lasso tool. And what we're going to do is we're just going to highlight all of these, circle the whole thing, and then we're going to tap and we're going to copy. These are already pre-cropped. And we're just going to paste them in here. And then you should be able to grab these individually, just like that. Now we don't want this page because none of the links on this page are gonna work. So we're gonna come up here to the three dots and we're going to just move this page to the trash. And confirm it, there we go. You're gonna do the same exact thing for this one. The first thing we're gonna have to do is come over here to the sticker page. And this is the sticker page that links to it based on all of the hyperlinks that have been added in here. So we actually want to come to this little plus page tool and hit current template. So we get that same exact sticker page. We're going to come over, slide to the one we just imported, do the same thing, highlight all of them, tap, copy, tap, paste, just situate these how you want them. Come back over here and then delete this page by pressing the three dots, move to trash. Okay. Now you can duplicate this template as many times as you need so that you can add all the stickers that you like in here. It comes down to personal preference. Some people prefer to have separate sticker books that they can just toggle back and forth between. I personally like to have it in the document, but that's totally up to you. Now we're going to go through the same process to add covers to our book. Okay, so this is also personal preference. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but you can come into Safari, paste that link that you were given in the PDF. This is the one specifically for covers, and we're gonna hit go. Okay. So here you can kind of just choose. All of these already have headings. I do have a whole set available to you that will match that don't have the heading 2022. So if you want to make the aesthetic the same across the board, you absolutely can. I think I'm gonna go with this cute wavy lines one. So this is the planner cover I want. So now that I've picked it, I'm gonna hit download, direct download. You can also download the whole folder, but there are 46 for each of these, whether it has a heading or not. So that's totally up to you if you want to download them all or just download the ones that you like. I'm gonna hit download, and then same as before, come up to the little circle, hit wavy lines, and now we're gonna export it by using this box. And we actually want to save this as an image. So you can save it to your files too. I prefer to save it to my camera roll. So I'm gonna hit save image, I'm gonna hit done. And we're gonna navigate back over here to Goodnotes. So what we have to do from this point is navigate to the very first page of the planner. So the easiest way to do that is to hit the home button. So I'm gonna come back to my little pen tool. I honestly don't know what to call that, but you toggle the pen off, hit the house. This is my home page, scroll back one, and this is that 2022 page that we started. This is the very first one. The other way you can do that is by navigating to the thumbnails and then scrolling all the way to page one, but that can be time consuming depending on what page you are on because there are 561 pages in this. Now that we're in the first page of the planner, we're actually gonna exit out of here for just a moment. So we're gonna hit this little back arrow. You can see all of my mess here. We're gonna go to this little settings tool, hit notebook templates, And this is where you can actually install any of the ones that you want to. This defaults to paper styles. As you can see, these are A4, dark paper, but we want to switch over to cover. So we're just going to tap cover. And now we have our cover options. And you can scroll down to whatever category you think this design fits best in. So I think it fits very nicely in bright. So I'm going to take bright, scroll all the way over and hit import. You can import, like I said, from your files or from your photos. I prefer photos, so I'm going to do from photos, and then I'm going to grab that photo. Now, one thing you can do here is hit edit, and then you can change the title. So I'm going to change it to wavy lines, and I'm going to hit save. And now we've got it right here. I'm going to hit done, done, and I'm going to come back to that planner that I just added in here. And we're going to add page, hit before, more from templates, and then we want to make sure we toggle over to cover. Now remember what category we saved it to. So I did bright. So just going to scroll over, wavy lines, hit apply. So now this is my new first page. So if I go back, you can see there's my notebook cover. Super cute. So the very last thing that I want to show you how to install to really set everything up is going to be the Cheeky Collegian font. So I've included this also as a bonus. And this is just so that you can use the same exact font that I use to make everything in here, in case that is a look that you're going for. So now I'm just going to do the same exact thing that we've been doing in the Safari web browser, paste in the link for the font. And now we're going to hit the download button, direct download, download, Cheeky Collegian. And now we're going to hit this little box to export it to the app we want it in. And this is the one thing that you'll need to have. This font, iFont, is very important in order to install fonts as profiles to your iPad. You can easily install fonts onto things like a Mac, a PC, or other devices, but when it comes to your iPhone or your iPad, you have to install it as a profile, and that can be a bit of a headache, which is why using a free app like iFont is perfect. So now that we've opened iFont, you should see it says Cheeky Collegian Medium, and then it'll have a blue install button. We're going to tap install, hit allow, and now it's telling you need to review the profile. So we're going to hit close. And now you have to go to your settings. So it'll give you a little explanation here if you want to follow this, but you can also follow along with me. Just gonna hit cancel here and open your settings. In settings, you might find a little red circle. Go to profile downloaded and tap view profile. Next, hit install. You'll have to type in your passcode, hit install again, and hit install. Now this will be available for you to use in Goodnotes, Keynote, other apps that require the profile to be downloaded. Now I'm going to toggle onto my pen tool and just go to text so that you can see. If it's not showing up as an option, you can scroll through. They are in alphabetical order. So Cheeky Collegian is right here. If it's not there, you might just need to restart the app in order for it to show up. But that concludes everything as far as setting up the planner and getting all of the elements that you want. Next, we'll do a walkthrough of all of the pages in the planner and ways that we can use Goodnotes to really maximize the effectiveness of this. So the first thing you're going to see is the second page, which is the template library. You can get there by pressing the home button from any page throughout the entire planner. All of these are clickable hyperlinks. They're going to take you to all of the pages. If you want to come to the template library and navigate anywhere in the entire planner, you can do that. So I'm going to toggle my pen tool off just so I can highlight all of the hyperlinks and really show you everything without actually drawing. So from 2022, year at a glance, we're going to see all of these. And now within this, you have hyperlinks to each month. January, for example. I'm going to come back. This calendar takes us right back to that same page. Each of these dates takes you to a daily planner. So if I want to go to January 27th, I can do that. Can navigate directly back to that annual view. And I can also click on the edges here to go to that week view. So if I want to view that week, this is going to be the 17th through the 23rd. All of these tabs are also clickable. So I can go to June. I can go to, again, it's similar to in the yearly calendar. Along the right side, we also have weeks. So they're hidden here. You can tap on the hidden link and it's going to take you to that week. And even from the weekly view, you can tap on it and navigate to that day. Anywhere in here, you can change days. Similarly, you can change weeks by tapping the hidden links for the week on the outside here. So 25, right, the week of the 25th, right there. This is what the weekly spread is, and I'll show you later on how to customize that if you want. So there are ways we can put stickers and things in here, and also if we just want to completely change this square, there are options for that as well. We'll get into that a little bit later in the customization section. The other thing you'll notice from the top here is the heart. If you go to the heart, this is our gratitude, 365 days of something that made us happy. So just the little things. Any of these pages in here are optional. You can choose to use them or not use them, but I wanted a very comprehensive planner that had just everything in it that I could possibly want. We can also tap on the little star, and this is going to take us to all of our goal-related things. So this begins with a vision board for the year, which you can use putting pictures from Pinterest, doodles, anything you want to do, pictures of friends, family, kind of like those old collages that we used to do with magazines. Cut things out, make your vision board, and scroll to the next page. Here's how we're going to assess from the first of the year to the very last day of the year. So you can put a photo in of yourself, what you're currently proud of, what you'd like to improve, what do you want your life to look like 1 year from now, 5 years from now, just kind of giving yourself that vision. And it's okay if you don't have an answer here, but just starting to think a little bit about what your goals are. And then what you want to do to achieve those things. Additionally, you can use this wheel of life to color in your satisfaction in these areas. The more you color in, the more satisfied you are. You can also give your current life a rating on a 5-star scale. The idea is that by the end of the year, from setting goals and working on things, that hopefully all of these things have increased. The next page in goal setting is going to be taking that information you had for yourself from that wheel of life you just colored in and figuring out what you can do to improve those different areas of your life. So just having a more holistic approach to happiness. And then you can walk yourself through what you can do in each of those steps. So what your goal is, what are some action steps, and when do you need to achieve those by? And within those action steps, what are the baby steps or the habits that are really going to make you successful in doing that? You can duplicate this page as many times as you need. So now we're going to go back to that template library and just kind of look at what we've done. So we've already gone over the template library, the 2022 calendar, gratitude, defining your life. This is the goal section. There's also a mood tracker. This is an annual mood tracker. You can decide what colors you want to use here. Color in the color on the side here. Color the coordinating color in on that day of that month. Navigating back to the template library, the next thing we'll take a look at is budget. This is the budget page, and this, from any month that you're in, if you tap the budget page, it's going to take you to that month's budget. So for example, if I go to July and I tap the little piggy bank, then we're going to have July's budget page. We're going to go back to the template. And the next category where this little avocado is, this is your health and food. So there are a few different things here. We have a blank monthly meal plan. The next page, if you swipe, is going to be your grocery list, and you can use this any week, any day, however you want to. Duplicate it as many times as you want, or write it and then erase it for the next week. Totally up to you. Then there's also a food diary page, and this one is a daily page, but you can duplicate it as many times as you need. And again, you don't have to use this, of course, but if it works for you or is something that you're trying to track, this may be really helpful. So writing down what you ate, how you felt right after, how you felt 15 minutes later, and how you felt an hour after is going to really help you understand your body and how it reacts to certain foods. Up next is a recipe log. So we have room for 60 recipes in here. Maybe a little overkill, but I guess that depends on who you are. If you tap anywhere on the left, you'll see this says recipe, and on the right, it says reviews. So if we tap the 6, it's going to take us to the page with 5 and 6. You can put a photo. What's the name of the meal? What source? Where did it come from? What blog or what book, or how did you find out about this? What the prep time is on the one side of the slash, and then the cook time on the other side. You can circle if it was easy, medium, or hard, the cost, and then you can also give it a rating, list the ingredients, and list out the process. Alternatively, if we come back to the meal planning pages, you're going to find in this recipe log, if you just go to the right side instead of the left side, you're going to have just space for review. And this is totally up to you how you choose to use this, but this takes you to a picture. You can write the name in here and then give it a rating. And this might be nice if you're just looking to take a quick look at recipes that you have or that you've made before, but sometimes you just want something to look through. There are 60 different photos here, so 10 pages of this. And if you click on the photo, it's going to take you to that designated meal page. Back in the template library, the last section is going to be notes. So here we have 20 different notes sections. You can label them. If I wanted to do my Christmas list on one page, I would write Christmas list in here, and then I could just tap it and it would navigate me to that first page. You can see down here, you can also navigate to those different sections. You can always come back to this page as well, simply by tapping on the pen tool up here, and it will take you automatically to this, which is easier to see anyway because it has all of the titles of the pages. I'm going to navigate back to the home page. Additionally, for the notebook sections, if you'd like, you can write down what you're labeling each of those sections. So I would have written Christmas list here, and this would just make it a lot easier to navigate from afar, knowing what note section I'm going to. While you're in these note sections, you can always duplicate the page that you're in so that you can create more within that same hyperlinked space. So if you just duplicate it, let's say we're in the Christmas list section, and I duplicate it 3 times, then I have 3 pages to write my Christmas list in before it goes to section 2. After your year at a glance page, you're going to have important dates. You can just write important dates in here that you need to remember. And you can either swipe to the left to get to birthdays, or you can navigate back to that template library and hit birthdays. Here we have this. Additionally, the next page is going to be a memories page. You can go to your home page, hit memories, and then I designed this so that you could put a little caption, but so that you could put little square pictures, kind of like your Instagram, and just do memories, maybe 1 picture per month. What you'll also see on this page that we haven't gone over is there is blank line paper, blank dot paper, blank grid paper, blank list paper, and blank paper. You'll also see that you can go to your habit trackers. These are inserted as the very second page of a month, but you can navigate to them from here as well. And additionally, in the other page, we have a couple extra things to look at too. Like I said, you can go to your sticker page from here, and you'll have these. You can go to the book tracker page, and here you can write in your book, the author, if you finished it, what rating you give it, and any notes. And then we also have vertical and weekly layouts, but I'm going to talk about these a little bit more when I go into how you can customize the page. The only thing that we haven't discussed that would fall into here would be routines and lifetime habits. So if you click on routines, this gives you the option to set up a small checklist of a weekly morning routine, afternoon routine, evening routine, cleaning routine, self-care routine, and a plain routine. And you can customize this as you'd like. I also recognize that strict habits aren't for everyone, so definitely just know yourself and know if this is something that would work for you. But also, don't be afraid to try new things if you don't think you're somebody who likes routine and structure. A little bit of structure never really hurt anyone. Just know where your line is. The very last thing to talk about would be lifetime habits. This is totally optional, but there are certain things that I've found in the last 4 or 5 years that I've been doing bullet journaling and creating my own planners, that there are things that I'm always working on. For example, making sure that I get 8 hours of sleep a night, building that as a habit. For me, it doesn't make sense for me to track that as a monthly habit, but actually as an annual habit. Or if you have monthly habits that might be changing, that you're not always working on, but that are actually helping you hit your goals or something for that month, those might be better tracked in our monthly section. So I'm going to show you how to navigate to that. So let's go to March, for example. We start off with the monthly calendar here. And if you swipe, you can track calendars for the month. So you can just write them down and color them in. If you continue swiping, you'll get to the weeks that we talked about before. And these are all dated already for you. And then there's a review page for the month. So you can review what did you accomplish, what worked for you, what didn't work for you, what do you think you can do better next month, maybe a story of one of your favorite memories from this month. And you can also track your progress on a monthly basis with this Wheel of Life here. And then there's also a star rating that you can fill these in as well. And then this gives you the next month's calendar to view from, and then any kind of to-dos that you feel like you need for next month. And this is what every month is going to follow. After this is where our daily pages begin if you were to continue swiping. And this gives you 30-minute increments for your day-to-day, a space to prioritize the top 3 things that you need to accomplish in order to feel like you've really attacked the day. You can plan or track breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. You can create your to-do list, and then at the end of the day, you can decide which of these tasks need to be migrated to the future. Maybe they need to be put in tomorrow's calendar or next week's calendar, and then you can go ahead and do that. There's also a space for daily gratitude where you can do more in-depth gratitude, or you can change this space for a different function. And then we have notes space here, little dots that you can also use as you wish. All of that being said, we've pretty much covered everything that's in here. Next will be a brief overview of ways that we can use Goodnotes. I'm not going to go too into depth because there are a lot of videos out there and that's not the purpose of today, but I do want to just briefly talk about this for anyone who's new to digital planning. If it's not for you, you can definitely skip through based on the timestamp below. So to begin, I'm going to go ahead and jump to January. If you're in this mode where you're just navigating with the pen, you can tap anywhere on the screen and you'll get this menu bar to pull up. Then you can toggle this tool off so that you can actually start to write. So we have the pen tool, eraser tool, the highlighter tool, shape tool, lasso tool, elements, which are a great way to add stickers and things, for example, like this. You can also add photos, which is super fun. I can stick this photo in. Obviously, this photo isn't very fun, but you can put any kind of photo, you and your friends, or your pets, inside. There's also space for text. And here, what you can do, if you want everything to match, you can scroll down to that font. So I'm going to change this to Avocado Toast for a second, which is another one of my fonts. Okay, there's that font. But it's gone back to Cheeky Collegian already. That's because I set this as the default. So you can go through, find the font you want. Cheeky Collegian is the one that's used in this planner. So you tap on Cheeky Collegian, you can change the size to whatever you prefer. You can change the text color, you can change the paragraph style, and then you can also add a background if you want it to always have a background in the text box. And then the last thing is text styling. If you press this, you can save this as your default. So then anytime that you go to type in text, it's going to type automatically with that font option. I'm just going to delete both of these. Up here, you can navigate thumbnails. So this will have all of the thumbnails. There's also a favorites page. So the way I like to use this is for whatever day I'm on or whatever week or month, I like to come up here to this little flag and tap it. Once it turns red, this is now one of your favorites. So for me, I don't tend to do it as much for the month because these are really easy to navigate, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks that technically fall within the January calendar. So whatever week I'm on, I will just tap, add it to my favorites. So you just come back up here, and as long as you're in favorites, it will be there and you can go back to it. Another useful purpose for this might be going to your habits. Maybe you want this to be easy to navigate to for that month. And then when that month is up, you can just toggle that off and then go to the next month. For example, we'll go to February. I'm going to long press here and open link. So now that I'm here, I can scroll to this habit tracker and now I can favorite this one. Another thing that I like to do from up here is I like to go to my outlines. So if you downloaded this as the Goodnotes file, this will already be filled in with lots of options from that template library. I put that in there because lots of people may have their own preferences when it comes to digital planning, and if outlines are something that help you stay organized and help you navigate better, then I wanted that option to be in there. Additionally, this will work really well for notes. So I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. Keep in mind that you can toggle between thumbnails, favorites, and outlines, and really just personalize this experience to whatever you like best. So one thing we're going to do is I'm going to go to the recipes. So I'm going to hit my little avocado. If you long press, tap open link. And I want to navigate to my recipe log. Okay, a faster way to have done that would have been to either toggle the pen tool off or zoom in, tap open link, and then tap recipe log. Let's say I have a favorite recipe on number 8. I can tap that, and then I can come up here to these 3 dots, and I can add this page to outline. Maybe I can write the 2 meals. Maybe it's like enchiladas and firecracker meatballs. So you can just add that, and then when you're navigating through your outlines, you can have those favorite pages. So you can also long press on these and rename them, or you can just delete them. The same thing would work really nicely in the notes section. So now that we're in the notes section, I could, for page 1, I can go to these 3 dots, add this page to my outline, and I can type in Christmas list. So then that'll be easy for me to navigate to. I can just see where it's at and easily pop back and forth. Again, totally up to you. This is definitely something that I like to utilize, but not everyone does, and it's easy enough to navigate through the hyperlinks, but it may just offer a shortcut for you. Now, the very, very last thing that I want to talk about is stickers. It's very important to understand the way that these work. So if you have a sticker like this and you want to circle around it, when I let go of this, this is going to pick up probably 3 stickers. This is because when you are cropping these photos, no matter how closely you get, it has to be a rectangle. So even if I go like this and I do the other one in a similar shape, if I cross any of those lines, it's going to pick up all of them, even in this negative transparent space. See? So I could circle off entirely and I'm still picking up these 3. So my biggest recommendation is to do a small circle within the one that you want. Another way to avoid this major annoyance is to go to the picture icon here, and then you can just grab something and you can move it. One of the other really important things to note is that when you take these and you copy them, they're going to lay in whichever order you copy and pasted them in. So if I copy this sticker and paste it before I copy and paste my paper or my Polaroid frame here, then the washi tape is going to show up underneath of those things, no matter how many times I try to reorder it. It just doesn't work that way. So if I circle this, tap it, and then hit copy, I can now navigate to my January page and I can paste it. Now you can use the picture tool here to tap on this to resize it. You can shape it, make it wider, however you want to do. And then I can come back to my sticker links and I can copy, paste this, resize it, and you'll see that no matter where I put this, what I do, that washi tape is always going to go to the back. So this is what I was talking about. This is why it's important that you paste in the order that you want them to lay. So always paste the bottom layer first. So what you want to do is take the lasso tool and you want to just lasso the part that you want, tap it, hit cut. Now we're going to paste it so that it ends up on top, and that solves that problem. Be sure to keep this in mind, especially when you're doing like the Polaroid frames, because you want to be able to resize those over a photo. So you want to make sure you put the photo first. So just for example, I'm going to do this one, as silly as it is. I'm going to come back to my sticker page, and I'm going to take my lasso tool, and I'm going to take this cute pink one, and I'm going to copy it, come back to my January page, rotate and resize. And yeah, this works well enough, but I want it to be more closely like the shape that it actually is. So I'm going to tap the picture tool, tap on it, and then you can resize this so that it fits just a bit more accurately. So, and this needs to be so much longer, I'm seeing. So I'm just gonna, there we go. That looks about right to me. So I'm gonna tap off of it now. This is perfect. All right, so now if I want to put this over there, I've decided I can do that, but it's gonna go underneath. So we have to do that same thing as before. So I'm just gonna grab the corner, make sure I'm just grabbing that and not the note page below. I'm gonna tap, I'm gonna copy this time, and I'm gonna paste, and just paste that over top. And you can always circle everything together and then resize it. Or I can get rid of it all. One of the nice things with the lasso tool is you can actually decide if you want to lasso the handwriting, images, text boxes, etc. So you can do any combination of the two. So for this example, I'm going to start with images and handwriting. So I'm just going to write on here, hello. Now, if I do this, it's all going to move, which is great. But let's say that I just want to select the handwriting. I'm going to deselect images. I'm going to come back and I can just move the placement of this, and I can also resize it. Additionally, you can add text. So I have my default text set as my cheeky collegian. And if I go to move this now, it's still just going to do only the part of the text that I have circled. So I'm going to add text boxes on here, and maybe I want to move both of these, or maybe I just want to move the text box. Maybe I just want to resize the text box or recolor the text box. You can do that as well. So this is just a really nice way to make sure that you're only moving what you want to move. So the last thing that I want to talk about is how we can customize some of these pages. So if I go to this weekly page, this is one of the main areas that I wanted to be able to customize, because sometimes I just want a different weekly view. So in order to do this, I'm going to come to this template page, and I'm going to come over here to my weekly layout hourly. And what you can do now is come into these tools, and you want to make sure you're in the lasso tool. And because there are no images or text box or handwriting or anything here already, this is fine as is. So you're just going to draw around the whole shape, and you can be kind of sloppy with this if you want to. So what we're going to do is we're going to tap and we're going to take a screenshot, and then it kind of perfects the shape for you anyway. And you're going to hit this export button, and then you're going to hit copy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate back to that page. So I'm going to click on January, and it was that first week of January. So I'm just going to go to the hidden link and open it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paste, and I'm going to resize. But we want to make this blend in pretty seamlessly. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm actually going to tap on this picture and hit crop. And we're going to use the rectangle tool to crop this as closely to the design as possible so that there's only the white background and none of the wood. Tap done. And now we put this in here. We can get it the exact size we need to just blend very seamlessly as if it was the original page. We're gonna come back to the sticker page, and I need to select these dates so that I can move them in. So you can do this on any of the weeks, but this one particularly needs to have the dates because they just don't exist. So one thing that I can do is take my lasso tool, and let's say I want to use the blue. I'm just gonna make sure I'm circling within these, catching all of them, but not doing a round closer to the outside colors because then I might select a whole other row that I don't want to select. So I'm gonna press on it and I'm gonna tap copy. So now I'm gonna head back to January, back to that first week. So what I recommend doing is pasting those up here where we don't have an image because it's gonna make cleanup a lot easier later. So what I wanna do is I'm going to actually resize these and make these a little bit smaller. I think I'm gonna like that more. So I'm gonna resize them as a group so that they all resize the same. And then I'm gonna take the little lasso tool and I'm going to grab number 2 is Saturday. Number 3 is Monday. 4. I'll speed this up. Okay, and you can go ahead and tweak these and get them how you like them. Just gonna go ahead and go here and I'm gonna delete the rest. So had I put those down here, and I'll go ahead and just show you the kind of pain that this would have been. So now if I do this, it's gonna select everything, and we really don't wanna do that. And because they're all images, we can't toggle this in a way that's going to prevent that from happening. So that's why I said to just go ahead and put it up here where there's no image getting in the way. There's nothing interfering. So just gonna delete that. And we've got this. And then if you just wanted to move this 8, you're gonna find that to be a bit troublesome as well. So what we're gonna do instead is grab the picture tool and then just tap on it and pull in the corner. And this way you can pick one image that's on top of another rather than having to try to lasso and realizing that they're stacked and there's nothing you can do about it. Also, if you're finding it annoying, it's not moving how you want it to move, you can always zoom in and that makes it so much easier to do what you want to do. The last thing I want to talk about is how to customize these dates. Maybe you want to change the color, you want to adjust your theme. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to that sticker page and we're going to copy the colors. So let's take the lasso tool, make sure images is selected, and I'm going to do this one in pink. And just copy all of them, come back to that month, toggle to my editing mode, and now paste and grab each of these. So I'm just gonna grab this, put it over there. So now I can select all of this. Now that it's all done, I can copy it. And then when I select February, I can come in here, paste, line up what I can. So why don't we line up 1? Sometimes they match up a lot nicer, but obviously here they don't. So we're just going to delete these ones that are here. We're gonna paste again, line this up, highlight the extras that are over here, delete these, and then we've got that all done. And yeah, it just gives you a little bit of extra interest in here if that's something that you're looking for. So definitely get creative with this. I'd love to see what you do and how you make it your own, what stickers and things that you like to add, and how you use everything in here. So feel free to tag me in your planners. Any kind of posts you do on Instagram, you can find me at Terrible Art. Also, let me know if you found this video helpful. Either like it or give me a comment below. I would really love to hear your feedback and would love to keep improving my tutorials for you guys. If there's anything that you would like to see in more detail, I can absolutely create another video going into more detail about how I use certain things in here, but definitely let me know. All right, thank you so much for watching and enjoy your planner.